Super Dave here with another exciting review, and today we're going to look at episode 4 at an action figure that I feel like goes well with MOTU Classics. So episode 4 of figures, playsets, and accessories that go well with MOTU Classics. He's actually a Dragon Ball Z character from the animated series of that line of toys, and I am not a big fan of those. Don't follow those or collect those. So that's upfront transparency on that. But I apologize for that. So if there's some ignorance involved in pronouncing things or talking about it, you can chalk it up for that. But this is for the purposes of looking at action figures that I feel like I can use in the MOTU Classics world. So there he is, Jiren. He is really cool. Jiren, kind of like urine, but Jiren. That's the way I remember his name. But we're going to name him as something different to go along with our MOTU Classics universe. But this guy is absolutely the coolest. His articulation, his size, his bulk, just his unique characteristics, the fact that you can cross his arms, that was the selling point for me in wanting to get this guy a part of my collection. So that explains that. So let's go ahead and look at Jiren and look at his accessories. But before we go even any further and open him up and look at his accessories, I just want to answer the question, who is he going to be in MOTU world? Well, I've picked a character that's not exact in looks, but it's close, and I like his backstory. I wanted somebody very muscular, and I couldn't really find something, but I'm going to use King Altron. He looks really cool, and he's got a good backstory, just enough premise from one of the 1985 Filmation cartoons to kind of build on. And I think he's really neat. It says here that King Altron was the ancient ruler of Dimension X. He was an alien-looking being with pink skin. In this case, we're going to have purple skin and a green robe. And I think I might have a cape for Jiren. Altron heeded the urging of his counselor, Zang, and captured He-Man and Skeletor. King Altron forced them to do battle so that he might witness the ultimate battle between good and evil. So how cool would that be to have Jiren be King Altron, and one day in one of my storylines that I'm going to do with my MOTU Classics movies, diorama movies, have King Altron capture He-Man and Skeletor and do that. That would be cool. But anyway, we're going to build on that character and have the King of Dimension X to do even cooler things in our MOTU world. All right, let's break him open. Here is our Jiren, or King Altron, out of the package, and he's looking stellar. He's looking amazing. Very nice looking action figure. Very nice looking head sculpt. Just check out that. It's almost like a lavender, a purplish skin, and he is just absolutely the coolest. I mean, just really nice. You have a kind of a satin finish over the body, chiseled out V section right through that black and red that's actually indented there, and then that flat paint on that lavender head paint sculpt there, just absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It looks great. Look at the indentions there. Just a lot of good detail there for that. And we'll be looking at the articulation in the review booth. But just wanted to go over very quickly the details of this guy. He looks really good. He's very plain but perfect as far as his color scheme, his shading, his muscularity. I mean, look how jacked this guy is. He has a muscular back and arms and chest. And he's got clothes on, so you're not seeing the definition of his abs. That's okay, because I think there's a bared shirt battle Jiren coming out soon, and he looks really good too. So this character just drew my attention. I was watching Anthony's Customs, shout out to him, and also Shartimus Prime, their reviews of this guy, and I was like, man, this guy's awesome. He could be a character in my MOTU movies. So here we are. Let's look at his accessories that he comes with. Let's look at the first head that he comes with. The one, of course, that was on him there, you saw that one. This is the second head that he comes with. It's like a yelling head, and all the eyes are kind of looking off to the right there. But they're really cool looking heads, and they come with these neat little bases that have the same kind of head mechanism underneath as the actual Jiren figure, and it slides on very nicely, and we'll look at that when we get to articulation. But there's his first head sculpt, and it just looks great. That's his, screaming head there. And then you also have kind of an angry head with gnashed teeth, which is really cool. He's still looking off to the right, but he's got almost a gnashed teeth, angry look. I picture this guy, and again, I've not seen the cartoon. I almost went back and looked at the movie to see if I could find it and watch it to get a little bit more of a understanding of this guy, but I just couldn't wait to review him. I wanted to review him, but in my MOTU universe, I'm going to have King Altron, and I haven't even watched the King Altron episode either, so I haven't not done my homework, but I just picked that guy to go with him. But I'm going to have King Altron to be overall a very calm, diabolical, intelligent villain, and that kind of knows a little bit about the history of each dimension, especially his own, Dimension X. And so that's just cool that he comes with those heads that you can be able to use when he really gets serious, that you can use those different heads. So when he really gets serious about things and he gets red-eyed mad, bang, there you go. A fourth and final head for this guy. Isn't that amazing? 4 heads, what? But yes, very nice, very cool. He also comes with a lot of hands, and the first set of hands that he comes with, other than his fisted hands that we looked at on the figure, is these open, wide hands. So those are really nice. Very cool there. Very cool open, wide hands that he comes with. And then Jiren comes with this nice set of saluting or karate or flying even hands. Those are really cool looking and very detailed, and will become in very handy. See that? And then finally, as far as hands are concerned, he comes with these grappling hands. One left hand that's open there, grappling, and then a right hand that is grabbing the hair of one of those other Dragon Ball Z characters. And my understanding is, based on the back of the box and some other reviews I've watched, that will plug right into that other character if you own him. So that's cool. There's a picture of that image with him doing that. This guy comes with just a lot of cool accessories, and this is definitely no different here. He comes with a translucent right-handed fist that comes with this power feature of like a fireball effect that he comes with. I forget what they call it in the actual show of Dragon Ball. Many of y'all know what it's called, but that is a really cool effect piece. It can either go over that translucent fist that he comes with there that pops onto his right arm, or it could probably go over, I guess, the white fist too. So just a really cool effect. I think this is going to be neat, open up a lot of possibilities in the MOTU universe, stories of why King Altron, Jiren here, can with his sorcery and magic can turn his fist translucent and do some cool things. We could just come up with all kinds of imagination things. Also reminiscent to me of Thunder Punch He-Man's effect, which I've not opened him yet, but if you look back in there, he has an effect piece that goes over his right fist, and it's a translucent color that's over here on this side right down in there that fits over his fist to do a punch. So that'll be cool that kind of goes along with that. We'll be reviewing this guy soon. Looking forward to that as well. So just a lot of cool. This guy is just packaged very well. His presentation is done very well. And then certainly last but not least, as far as accessories, one of the selling points that really was the nail in the coffin for me wanting to get this guy that sold it for me was this crossed arms effect that you're going to be able to pop on so that he can stand with his arms crossed. That is such a cool effect that looking forward to trying that on him when we go over to the review booth. So without further ado, let's head on over there and check out our Jiren or King Altron. And here is our Jiren figure, or as we're going to call him in our MOTU universe, King Altron. He is bad to the bone. I'm just telling you, he is a specimen to behold. Just an amazing action figure. We have him in this throne room here where a lot of our villains are congregating, and they're trying to check out another alien type species coming into play here. But he is the king and ruler over Dimension X, Jiren. So let's look at his articulation first of all. His head will go up. It's on a ball joint that is, I'll pull this off just for a second. You see that it's got a joint here where you can move back and forwards, but also the neck has a joint also. And so when you line that up, it goes right in there, and you can look up about that much, and you can look down just about all the way, chin to chest. Excellent. So that's going to allow you to be able to get a lot of good pivot motion. Also, the ability to look side to side, and even to turn that neck and be able to get all kinds of expressions. So you see how nice that works. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful on the head motion. Now, as far as the arms, first of all, you get a nice butterfly joint. Now, this thing is amazing. It rocks to the front and to the back very nicely. You get a little bit of up and down, but not a lot. But you see how seamless that looks. I think it blends well. I think it works well back here. It doesn't really take away from the aesthetics. It's just phenomenal, that butterfly joint. I'm going to take a little bit more time than normal with articulation because this guy has so much. Of course, you can go up more than 90 degrees. You're going to be able to swing all the way around, of course. You're going to have bicep swivel. And you have, not only do you have the ability to go up and down with that butterfly joint, but also you have the ball joint on the shoulder as well. And then you have double jointed elbows. So even with this guy's girth and muscularity, you still got an amazing range there, better than 90 degrees on the elbow joint. And so same on this side. And then we get to the fun part. Look at that. That is just amazing. Now, you see how that puffed out there. It looks good there. Even when you're crunching down, it looks good. Very little gappage. I mean, this guy's probably one of the most seamless action figures I've ever owned, with the exception of Ava from Evangelion. But that is just amazing. I mean, I'm just very, very impressed with that. You can turn a little bit from side to side, and you begin to see a little gapping there. But you really don't need to turn that way because you also have the ball joint here, which that will crunch. That will bend forward a little bit as well and back a little bit as well. So you don't really need to turn this side to side when you've got this that'll turn side to side as well there. And it's a little tight. You heard it creaking, but it works good. All right. So that's the upper body. Just an amazing. Well, let me go over the hands. This is on a ball joint, so you can turn and also pivot there, or twist and bend forward, backwards and forward, any direction you want to go. You can even do hammer style or wrist back and forth, all directions of that ball joint. So that's really nice as far as that goes. Now let's go on to the lower body. You have the ability here to go all the way out with the splits. They said this is like a 2.0 as far as the pelvis and the thighs, the way they jointed all of that. So that's really nice, instead of the kind that drops down. And if you need a reference to that, my armored Thanos had the legs that drop down with Bandai Spirit or SH Figuarts. But this is the 2.0, they say, and it's really nice. It's seamless. Again, just an amazing amount of articulation. You have the thigh swivel there. You have double jointed knees, comes back Comes forward about that much. Comes back about that much. I don't want to break him, but that's pretty good. You're going to get a little restriction. Get a little restriction back here just simply because of the his hind parts. All right. So double jointed knees. No boot cut there, but he does get excellent range of motion with those feet going up about that much, back about that much. He gets excellent pivot side to side, and then a toe hinge as well. So that's the articulation for this fella. He is jacked. It's just amazing. All right, so just to show you that kind of hand there, since we mentioned Ava a few moments ago being a seamless articulated figure, and I know you're thinking, some of you out there, what in the world is he mixing all these random figures? Well, in my mind and in my universe, these go well together. I'm enjoying it. I think it's cool. And Ava was about to attack, and with King Altron's powers, he stops him with that hand expression there. So there's one of the first hands that he comes with there, showing it on him as an accessory. Just looking at some of these right quick. Show some of the beautiful poses that could be achieved with some of those hands that he comes with. There he is. He's lifting up He-Man by his neck with his power there. That's a pretty cool pose, I think. Isn't that neat? See how far around we can get it before it falls down. See, using that hand that he comes with, as well as this hand here, he can just, I mean, it's just amazing what you could get with this guy. That's just really cool. And even though I'm going to have my Jiren or King Altron to be a villain in my MOTU universe, you could always get him in a praying stance. That's pretty cool. Or he's thinking or meditating or checking to see what his next move will be. I love that. I mean, I just got to stop and say, I wish all MOTU classics had been made like this guy. Once they got this standard of articulation and smoothness and durability, this guy is built well. I mean, now the neck peg is real tiny, and I don't know how, tight or durable these pins and pegs are all throughout, but I'm telling you, it feels like a very durable action figure. But that is just really cool. Just some really neat things. And I've got you on the camera here, let me show you this, just doing things like this right here with that, even like he's using telepathy or something. He's getting a signal of some sort. Or maybe he's frustrated and he's putting his head in his hands. Just tons of possibilities. Just really awesome to me. I just think it's really awesome. Tons of possibilities with this figure and with all these things that he comes with. I mean, just all kinds of stuff you could do. He could even salute if you wanted him to. Very easily. Very easily. Just really cool. Really cool what you can do with this figure. Awesome. Alright, so He-Man got him back and punched him. He reared back and punched him, and you see, wow, just the all the things that you can do with this guy. And I think they pair well together. Maybe a little shiny, but that's under the studio lights. And remember, this He-Man was shiny, but I treated him with the matte finish, and I've got a video on how to do that if you have a Super 7 Filmation He-Man. By far, he's the best He-Man they've ever made. If you like Filmation, version. He's better than Mattel's version. I didn't like the shine, but I fixed that, and you see how good he looks under the studio lights. And I did him months ago. There you have it. There's that head there, you can see, utilizing the pivoting feet, just all of his point of balance. I mean, he will topple over, but you can get him in some really good poses. See where I'm utilizing the toe hinge there. Just excellent, excellent point of balance to be able to get this figure into all kinds of cool poses. Of course, if you want him to leap into action or to leap into flight, he can do that as well. Really cool action figure. It really doesn't matter what you collect, Marvel Legends or Dragon Ball Z, Mortal Kombat, Masters of the Universe. I think you can find a place for this guy. He is just cool. And it helps to have a fancy flight stand. But you can find any of them. Probably if you already have some in your collection, you can use any of them to get some of these poses. But it's just really cool what he can do. And of course, when he really gets mad, he can heat up his, or use his magic to cause that fist to glow with power right before he delivers. And I'll show you very quickly here that face sculpt too. That head sculpt we haven't seen yet, that on him anyway. He gets so mad that he is able to, bang! When he gets mad enough, he can rear back and use that flaming power magic punch that comes forth. Really neat. Really cool accessory. Just really looks nice. I need to look at it a little closer. So yeah, this guy has it all. The aesthetics, the durability, the accessories, the articulation that is perfect, flawless. I'm telling you what, I have to give this guy a 10 out of 10. That's just me. I think I think he's got everything. I'm impressed. I love it. I love it. And I gotta show you the best for, save the best for last. One of the best to me anyway. All right, so our King Altron here has one more trick up his sleeves. I want to show you that right now. Yes, oh yes. This action figure can cross his arms. Now, let me just say, for starters, the closest I've ever been able to get an action figure to cross his arms in my collection is Prince Goro here. And that's pretty doggone close. I mean, that looks good. He looks like he can cross his arms. I got the idea from some of the pictures that were on Big Bad Toy Store and the Storm Collectibles. So, you know, he looks cool. And he's got enough articulation and girth. He can just, you know, pull it off. I think that looks fairly natural. But it's very hard to get an action figure. I don't care how many joints you put on them. I don't care how many butterfly joints you put on. It's hard to get an action figure to cross his arms. So what they did to remedy that is you can remove, and they're very tight, but you can remove them. You just have to hold everything in place a little bit. Remove these arms, and you kind of get those butterfly joints in place. Kind of get things in place here. And then you take this accessory and you just hold it good there. And you just plug it right in. You see it popped right in, seamless. And once you get one in, then there's a little bit of a tension trying to line up the next one. See, that I was lucky. That one popped right in. Then you can even readjust those seams. Show less seams there. And there you have it. You have an action figure with perfectly crossed arms. Perfectly crossed arms. Now get out of town. You can't get any better than that. This is what caused me to want this figure. And if I'm going to get a figure, I'm not just going to get one Dragon Ball Z character and put it on a shelf by himself. I got to make him have a purpose for MOTU Universe. So he's going to be King Altron. Thank you guys for checking this out. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Tell me I'm nuts. That's okay. I can handle it. But hey, using our imagination, right? Take care. God bless you.